Hello. Well, I did say I wasn't going to do any more of these because I had to get some painting done, but thankfully my painting was a lot quicker, so we've got time for one more. And this one we're joined by, I believe, depending on your point of view, Yorkshire's favourite non-inbred son, apparently, according to Nick here, Nick Williams.
Hello,
Nick's got is it an Abyssal army?
Abyssals, yes.
Abyssal army. So we're going to run over as Abyssal army. It's not the night. Is it 90 shot Abyssal you're running? Or have you
Is it
toned
what,
it down
sorry?
a bit? Is it one of the silly 90 shot Abyssal armies, or have you toned it down a bit?
I have toned it down and I think it's stronger for being toned down.
Excellent. Well, let's get into it and then see what we can make of it. So first up, what's this we've got here down the front then?
So we have a regiment and a horde of lower abyssals. I've given them the two-handed weapons. So when I modelled these, I deliberately left them a bit vague so that I could say whether they did or didn't have two-handed weapons at the start of each game. But having run them with two-handed weapons for a few games, I'm really happy with their performance. Even at Defence 3, I find they're still they still stick around long enough to be objective grabbers and just an anvil, really. Even at Defence 3, I mean, the best thing is when someone plunges, a high crushing strength unit into them. Well, whoop-de-doo-dah, the Defence 3. I don't care.
Yeah.
But they've got that point of crushing strength, which really gives them quite a bit of damage in melee.
Yeah, especially looking at the horde, 25 attacks for up to hit, 21, 23 nerve. Yeah, that'll hang around for a bit, especially with the regen, because you're going to
With
have to.
regen, yeah.
It's going to be a tricky one to pop in one round of combat.
Yeah, I've had that regen save me so many times.
And what have we got next then? Some cavalry, and I'm guessing some gargoyles.
Yep, so unit gargoyles, I really, really like gargoyles. They're good chaff and good objective grabbers. They're good war engine hunters. They can die if needs be. And the Abyssal Horsemen I'm really liking as well, with 18 attacks and crushing strength 1 and thunderous 1. They're really effective in melee. I've actually got 2 of them in my arm list, which we'll move on to in a second to look at the second unit. I'm playing around with the artifacts. I've got a couple in my head for what I want to take on them. But yeah, I find that 2 regiments of horsemen are the way to go.
Cool. Now this is because so far the units have been, the pretty standard ones for most armies, crushing strength 1 units and cavalry, but this looks a bit different now.
Well, first of all, in the bottom right, that is a proxy unit at the moment, which is from my Orc army, which is standing in for another unit of horsemen. They're currently on my painting desk, so I've got 2 nights to get them painted.
2 nights, that's going to be a bit tight.
Yep, of which one of them is going to be spent at a work do, so probably at an open bar.
So one night.
Yeah, one hungover night. And then behind them, we have, so the guys on the right, those are tortured souls. I wasn't too keen on these guys on paper, but having used them a fair few times, I'm really impressed with them. Even though they're shambling, and I don't have any surge in the army, Abyssals don't have surge at all, I find that they're still really effective.
Well, they still charge, they're flying, so they're going to charge 20 still, so it's not a major problem.
Yeah.
Crushing 2, melee 4, nerve 15, that's not too bad.
But the kicker for me is the life leech 2.
Yeah, that's quite tasty.
Because that's a really high nerve to try and break in one go, and that life leech 2 will keep healing back. You have to plough significant resources.
Yeah, just looking at them, comparing them to the wraiths in my army, they're about the same cost. I've only got crushing 1 though, life leech 1, but I've got the death 6, but my nerve's slightly lower. So yeah, they're quite comparable actually.
It'd be lovely if I had surge in the army, but even without surge, I still find that they're very formidable.
Nice.
The other dude is Demon Lord Bael.
So what's his trick then? He's named character, I'm guessing, so he's got to have some slightly bigger special rule than normal.
Yeah, it's basically a dragon equivalent. He's got the 9 attacks, flying, crushing 2 and thunderous 2. He's got lightning bolt 5, which is nice. regeneration 5, which is very
Very
nice as
nice,
well.
yeah.
But his living legend rule is that he has a spell which he can use once per turn. It automatically hits all enemy units. I think it's within 6 inches. I should know that before I use it.
As I'm just reading it, oh my god.
And they're disordered, so they can't shoot.
That's horrible. They've just started that little screw over cavalry as well.
Yeah, but the big thing is shooting. Flyers as well. I was about to say flyers, but shooting is the big one. So if somebody's castling weapons teams behind enemy lines, we'll jump them over, fire his spell.
Yeah, that's tasty. That's actually he's not cheap though. 360 points.
No,
That is
he's
not
very
cheap.
expensive. What I found in using him is that to be honest, I've not even actually used that spell.
Hmm.
I've never been in a situation where I've used that spell. However, the threat of it has made my opponent react.
It'll win you games sometimes.
Yeah,
Even if you never use
absolutely.
it, just you'll have that game where someone carelessly puts all their artillery within 6 inches of each other.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
nice.
but it's made my opponents make sure that I can't get behind his lines in such a way that I could also pop the spell off. Because normally
Hmm.
if they've got a ton of war trombones or weapons teams behind the lines, they're not so fussed if you get behind because they've got a decent chance of taking you out.
Hmm.
But with that, they will not allow me behind their lines, and that's quite a good thing often.
Yeah, they're reacting to one unit. That's quite
Yeah,
powerful.
exactly. So, like I say, even though I've never used it, just the sheer threat of it has been really useful in all the games so far.
Hmm. Oh, he's yeah, quite impressed with him. I have to admit, I had never
Mhm.
spotted the rules for him before, but that is quite nice indeed.
But like you say, the points cost is a lot.
It's going to be, yeah, I'd expect it for that, especially since he is also, as you say, a dragon,
Yeah,
but just a very useful one that defeats the main way a lot of these armies have for stopping the dragon once it's behind them.
yeah. The drawback of that spell, of course, is that you can't shoot it if you move over 10 inches.
Hmm. Ah,
So that 10 inches is not far because you got to take into account your base size as well. So
yeah.
you're talking more like 8 inches
Hmm.
of movement to clear the enemy. That's not much. But like I say, the sheer threat of it means they're reacting.
Yeah. Ah, now go on then. What have we got here? Is that two free floating around? Three, two,
Two Ifrits.
two.
Um,
40 fireball.
Only 40. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's scarier on paper than it actually is in real life.
Hmm.
People will talk about these 90-shot army lists, but actually, when you play against them, trying to keep those Ifrits safe to make sure that they're not charged by something, while also trying to shoot with them, is actually a lot more difficult than you'd think. Because to get them in a position where they can take a decent shot also leaves them vulnerable to some sort of charge in the next turn, and they can't stand up to any charge at all.
Have you ran the three of free? Were run the three of free in the past, weren't you?
Yep, I've run 3 free in Cronius in the past for 80 shots, of which 40 had piercing. Um, and like I say, you just found that you couldn't take the shots that you wanted to take because moving to that position would expose you too much.
Hmm.
Um, and then also in scenarios, I was getting absolutely caned on scenario because I'm dumping. That's what 145, 293. Is that 435 points into 3 individual models who can't score?
Yeah, yeah, I had that problem when I first started back with putting too many points in the individuals.
Mm.
So yeah, I see
Um,
the point. Yeah.
Plus the other individuals that I wanted to take. So I wasn't just taking those for free. I was also taking the flying champion, which I've also got in this shot here. I was taking some standard bearers as well. So it was a very decent portion of my points that was saved up in just those individuals.
Yeah. We've got the champ there who's just like a standard kind of combat character, flyy. And then who's the lady at the back there?
Abyssal Temptress, I think she's actually called. but she's the only way to get Bane Chant into the Abyssal
Ah,
armor list, which I
get it
really
Bane Chan.
like.
So is that all?
Yeah,
Is that all she does really? Is she a mage with? Has she got any fireball or anything? Or is she just Bane Chant?
just Bane Chant. She has got some melee attacks. She's got 5 attacks hitting on threes.
That's not bad,
Um, it's not bad.
but it's not great. Bane
It's
Chant
not
will do you more
great.
good, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, she's there for Bane Chant. Whether that's putting it on the Ifrit or on something else like the lower abyssals. Yeah, if you stick it on the lower abyssals, they just muller
Hmm.
stuff. 25 attacks hitting on fours, crushing strength 2. That's very nice.
Yeah, no, I find the difference between Crushing 1 and Crushing 2 is for the most part quite large.
Hmm.
I do like my Crushing 2, I have to admit. Prefer my Crushing 3 if I can. So that's
Oh
the
yeah,
army as a
well,
whole. So you've got basically you've got a good yeah, it's a bit of a much more a mixed bag there. Mixed bag makes it sound like it's what's the word I'm looking for? Balanced. That's the word I'm looking for. A balanced list. You've got some nice solid lines, some cavalry for the flanks, your chaff, your shooty. It's quite a
hmm.
scary looking list on the whole actually.
Thank you. I've worked hard at it.
And you've gone full
um,
display board wanker.
yep. So that was so I first took this army over to the US for Lady of the Lake,
Right.
and you got extra tournament points for a display board there. Um, so this board was built so it fit into the suitcase, and it luckily made it through 6 planes without too many.
6 planes, blooming heck.
Yeah, 3 out, 3 back. So this army's been through 6 flights as well, 3 out, 3 out,
Hmm.
3 back. But the army was in the carry-on luggage, not in the checked luggage. Thank God.
So what's the game plan then in the tournament when you're rocking up to table? Are you playing it fast and loose, or do you have a sort of planned deployment in your head?
I have a vaguish plan, but I'll respond to the table and the scenario.
Hmm.
Um, Generally, I'll just split the army into 2 forces. I've got my infantry in the centre, and then send out the cavalry, the flyers on the flanks, like you say. Um, it's quite flexible in that, I've got for the infantry, I'll pretty much know straight away where I'm going to be dropping them. So that's what the Horde Regiment, Efreet, and Mistress. So that's 5 units I can drop down pretty much without giving away where I'm going to send any of my flyers and cavalry. But I can also split them up if needs be. I can split the cavalry up.
And so what's the natural prey for you? Think any particular army you're after? Anything you're trying to avoid?
Um, I'm not a huge fan of um, Goblin or Ratkin gun lines.
Hmm.
Um, I've got a lot of units which can take them on, but if they get a decent round of shooting, they can really screw me over. Luckily, I've been able to win. Touch wood, I've been able to win the last 2 games against Goblin gun line, so I'm quite happy with that. Um, well, I suppose a fast army would scare me, but I suppose that would scare anybody. Um, Actually, I'll tell you what would most scare me at the moment is one that's got decent amounts of lightning bolt.
Yeah, really?
Yes. I went up against this at Darren's event, Elemental Kings, in the first round, and I thought, oh God, I've automatically lost this match. There's no way I can compete against this. I think he had 17 lightning bolt, might have been 15
Hmm.
lightning bolt. And I thought, well, he's just going to sit back first 2 or 3 turns. He's just going to be picking off my Efreet 1 turn after the other. There's
Hmm.
nothing I can do to hide them. And they're only defense 4, fairly low nerve at 11, 13. Then they're not going to stand up to much lightning bolt. So I thought, yeah, I've pretty much auto lost this game, unfortunately. This was still when I was, concentrating on Efreet.
Hmm.
Hadn't taken them down to 2 as I've done now. But for some reason, he didn't really target my Efreet. He threw a couple of lightning bolts at them, but he was sort of spreading his lightning bolts around. I was
I'm quite
okay,
happy with that then, yeah.
fair enough. I'm not going to complain, but I kind of think you should have been targeting those Efreets.
Yeah, nice. So, assuming you get it all painted anyway, Where are you hoping for a finish? Where do you think you're aiming for?
Top 20.
Top 20 you going for?
Yep.
You think
Uh,
you've got a shot at the top?
nah, nah. Not against Dan. Not against Darren. Um, I would put good money on Darren not bringing his elves and bringing something else instead.
Yeah, yeah. You're going to make that now. He's going to chicken out the elves. You think?
I think that he's trying to pull a fast one on people, trying to convince them that he's not taking something quite that dirty. But I know Darren. He'll take something dirty. He'll take his vampire list or something.
Yeah, I have to admit, he wasn't sounding massively enamoured with the elves when we talked about it. I thought it looked quite a good army to some degree, but yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see. I'm
I'll
curious.
I'll I'll put you a tinny aside, Roy. Drink of your choice that he brings a different army.
Okay, you know what? I'll take that deal. I'll take that deal.
I bet he's got something else, and he was just trying to lull people into a false sense of security.
See, that's the kind of head games I did expected from Dan, I have to admit.
Nah, Dan doesn't play those head games. Dan, he's the anti-head game player. Like if you ever play him, he tells you what he's doing and what he's going to do and how he's going to beat you.
Yeah,
And he
that's
still
his head
does.
games. It's his head games. It's always head games. I've played Dan enough times to know what he's like. There's that jolly, happy persona. And oh god, you know what I thought? Let's get through one interview without talking about bloody Dan. And we end up talking about Dan. I'm going to edit this out. Thanks, you
Nah,
can take much more.
so last year at the Clash of Kings, I had not practiced with my army at all, and I think I ended up placing 11th. Might have been a bit higher than that actually. Um, but I mean, the first day I was just atrocious with the army, but then the second day I'd got on the hang of it by that point, and I think I won nearly every single game on the second day. Um,
But we've got the 80 people this time.
yeah,
Going to be a lot of
so
unknowns as sort of everyone's
yeah,
saying right now.
it's the question is whether it's going to be 80 people with like an equal spread of skill that we normally have. So rather than sort of finishing 10th overall, I might expect to finish sort of 20th overall, or maybe even a bit lower than that. Or whether it's 80 people of which we already know that who the top 20 players are.
Yeah, I don't think we do. I think we're probably going to give it a shot because we do, as I said before, we live in this sort of little ecosystem up here in the sort of northern half of the country where it's the same folk sort of rocking up to all the tournaments.
Yeah,
So it'd be interesting to see how like the southern brethren doing, the European brothers coming over and taking their trophies. Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So it looks like it's going to be good social fun as well. And
oh
then
yeah, yeah.
I'm glad. I'm glad that you, of course, you arranged the room, didn't you? I'm glad you did that because I have to admit, having gone out back in the old Maelstrom days through that neck of the woods, it's grim.
Oh yeah, yeah. The pub we ended up in was horrific. I mean, people go on about how good the karaoke was. It was good because it was so horrific. But then again, there was what 16 of us who went to that pub.
Uh-huh.
We absolutely rammed the place out.
So I'm expecting. So well, assuming almost everyone will come to this one unless they've got some really weird fetish for going out in real rough dives of places.
Yeah, I'm expecting sort of 60, 70 people to come to the after party. I've not decided what we'll do for food, whether to have an honesty jar and just count it up at sort of 7 o'clock and phone Domino's, say chuck as many pizzas as you can for this much, please, or we just say to people, order your own takeaways.
Yeah, that'd be good. Excellent. We'll definitely catch up with you afterwards, see how you get on.
Absolutely.
So see if we can see if Darren turned out whether it turns out you could read Darren as much as you claim. I'm not bothered pointing out the fact you've made this bet. We'll wait and see whether he even listens to the show all the way through or not first.
Yeah, we'll see.
Right, well, thanks very much, and that is definitely the last one because I need to get one more practice game in before the tournament, and I'm not going to have time to record anything else. But
Right.
we'll definitely catch
Excellent.
up with everyone afterwards.
Definitely.
All right. Thanks very much, Nick. Thanks all. Speak to you all
Cheers
later.
then.
Bye.